Hi friends, time for a little Jamie magic. Nice to see you again. I hope you're having a really great day and a good week. So I just wanted to join with you this morning or this afternoon or this evening or this middle of the night, wherever you are and whenever you are that you happen to be checking out this video. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I have been experiencing that's been huge, humongous in my life. And what it is baby steps. I have a tendency to go into overwhelm really easily. I have a belief that it doesn't take a lot to overwhelm me. Now, when I step back and look at all the things that I do, I can give myself a little bit more credit because I realize I do have a tendency to say yes to a lot and take on a lot. But even in times where I haven't had a lot going on, I found it was really easy for me to get overwhelmed. So I tend to go there. You know, it's almost like my trump card, right? It's like, where do you stop yourself in life? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like, do you ever notice when you're trying to make changes in your life or grow, or maybe you have a project you're trying to complete, or maybe you're trying to up-level your business, whatever it might be, and you find that you keep getting stopped or you just can't get past a certain level. Well, I notice for me, the emotional block that comes up a lot in terms of self-sabotage is overwhelm, the feeling of overwhelm. But overwhelm is a really interesting condition to find yourself in because what it does is it stops you from taking anything else on. So it has a very positive intention. It's saying, you're at capacity, my friend, and you need to like put a pin in this. Say no, start saying no, start drawing some boundaries because you have too much on your plate and you can't even finish what's right in front of you. So I think that the message of overwhelm can be quite helpful if you can just listen to it. Now remember that the antidote to overwhelm is clarity, because when you're clear, then it's all systems go. But when you're overwhelmed, it's like you can't handle another thing. It feels like if one more thing gets placed on your shoulders, the dam is just going to burst. So what I have found is when I'm really overwhelmed, that is not the time to make enormous changes or like throw a whole self-growth plan, into the mix and all these complicated steps and things I have to figure out how to do. Instead, it's like, keep it so simple. And what's that acronym? KISS? Keep it super simple. For me, that is always my way out of overwhelm. So what I do is I notice when I'm really overwhelmed, what is the pain that I'm feeling in my body? So I check into that feeling. And, if it's stress, if it's fear, if it's resistance, whatever it might be, I want to listen to the feeling and I want to ask it, how are you trying to serve me? What do you want me to know? How are you trying to help me right now? Because remember, I don't believe in negative emotions. I really don't. I believe in emotions that are uncomfortable. But I also know that our emotions that are uncomfortable, they are our alarm clocks. They are going off to alert us that, hey, we need to check in with something, or we need to make a change. We need to do something. We need to be aware of something. So pain is like an alarm clock. It's alerting you to wake up and pay attention. And much like our alarm clock that we use, in the morning, that alarm clock that wakes you up in the morning, it has one purpose and one purpose only. It is to wake your ass up and get you out of bed, right? Get you moving, get you awake and moving. It is not meant to be like background music for your day, right? So the idea of when your alarm clock goes off in the morning, it's just trying to wake you up to get you started. It's not supposed to be playing in the background like, oh, that's my jam, your alarm clock. No, who wants to listen to that all day, right? Get the message, turn off the alarm. So same thing with your uncomfortable emotions. We have just become so, I think, desensitized in a way, and we've stopped listening to ourselves. So your uncomfortable emotions are just trying to alert you to pay attention to something. So that's what I like to do. I like to check in and go, what is this trying to show me? And for me, overwhelm wants me to stop moving forward. It wants me to stay right where I am because I feel threatened somewhere in my life. Something feels threatened. by all the things I'm trying to do. And so clarity is what I need to get to. So the way that I do that is I think to myself, okay, what is the most uncomfortable feeling that I am experiencing right now because of this overwhelm? And then I ask myself, what is the positive intention of that feeling? So then I will ask myself, how would I love to feel instead? Okay, so a few months ago, I've mentioned to you in these videos before that a few months ago, I stopped drinking more than 1 cup of caffeine a day because I realized that my anxiety was just running on high all day long. And I had not attributed it to my caffeine intake. I just thought, oh, well, I've always kind of had high functioning anxiety, it's just the way I'm built. No, no. The real story at the time was that the caffeine was really stoking something that I'm susceptible to, which is, anxiety. So if I know that I have like a sort of predisposed situation there, then, it was like throwing gasoline on a fire to have more than 1 cup of coffee a day. So I had to curb that. But I'm telling you, that one change, that one small, simple step of saying, I'm just going to have 1 cup of coffee in the morning and then, herbal tea the rest of the day or water, or sparkling water, or whatever after that. That was one change I made. I did not look at the entire mountain of stuff that I needed to do or that I wanted to transform or change. I just looked at the one uncomfortable feeling I was having at the time. So I was overwhelmed, but underneath my overwhelm was anxiety. So I made one change that would help ease the anxiety. I didn't make one change that was going to, figure out all of my challenges and questions at the time. I just focused on the uncomfortable feeling and how I could react to that and work with that. So making that one change around the caffeine intake, that baby step, I did that, I would say, for like a month. And that led me, and I'm still doing it, by the way, months later, and it's brilliant. It really works for me, so I'm continuing to do it. And now it's not even a habit, it's just my lifestyle. I love that. So I love when like a habit stops being a habit and it just becomes what you do. So just like negative habits like smoking or overeating or sleeping late or procrastinating, those things can become a lifestyle too. Your positive habits that you create can become a lifestyle too, and that's so rad. So so what I found was when I made that change around the caffeine, I started feeling better, my anxiety came down, and then my motivation started to come up. My confidence started to rise up. So the uncomfortable feeling came down and positive feelings started to bubble up to the surface. And that led me into my morning routine, which involved getting up an hour earlier than I used to so that I could meditate, have that beloved cup of coffee, and do my journaling and have my me time before my daughter got up. And that simple change, right? And all it is, by the way, it's 10 minutes of listening to a guided meditation and then 5 minutes of journaling. And sometimes I'll do like angel cards or I'll do some tapping, EFT, emotional freedom techniques to help just set my nervous system, clear out anything I might be feeling anxious about. And that practice of that little bit of self-care in the morning that, when it's all said and done is only about like 20 minutes that I'm really doing. That led me into re-engaging with you guys and making these videos and working more with tapping and working with more clients. And I don't know, just started me, reaching out to people, teachers that I really love and admire and learning even more. So one simple shift, one simple meaningful change can create the launching pad for others. It's like the snowball effect, right? I like to call it the success snowball. One little success snowballs into another, snowballs into the other. But just start with one tiny, teeny tiny change. Make it so simple and so doable and so enjoyable that it just becomes something that you do. And that one simple change will then support you to make others. And we can talk a lot more about like how to make those changes and how to make them enjoyable and not, just like one more thing you have to push through, because that is a key element. If it's something you enjoy, you will do it. So until next time, my friends, I just wish you so much love and light what was it Wayne Dyer used to say? All green lights. That's fun. All right. Well, have a great day. See you soon.